before we got married, I was working for a farmer out in Rockford. He was a big spud farmer, and he'd had some health problems the summer before, and he'd kind of asked me if I wouldn't just more or less run the farm under his supervision. So Sonia and I had, my brother and I had batched it out in a little house on his farm, and so Sonia and I had wallpapered and got the house all fixed up for to live in. And a week before we was married, he passed away. And so we got married and spent the night in Pocatello in a motel and come back the next day to his funeral. And so there we was without a home to live in, no job. And my older brother Condon come and says, if you need a little bit of money to go on a honeymoon, he says, I'll loan it to you. So Condon, give me a Kleenex. So Condon give us $100 to, so we went on a short honeymoon. But the night of our wedding, they decided they was going to split Sonia and I up, and when we had a reception, and well, we ended up together. She fought like a bear. But anyway, they took us back to Pocatello, to Idaho Falls, out to a big chicken dinner, and we had a great time. And when we was leaving, why, this had been snowing, the road was real slick, and we had a wreck. A car run into us, and so we spent probably an hour out in the cold. 1 o'clock in the morning out in the cold. We really wasn't dressed for the occasion. So the next morning, Sonia and I got in our little red Chevy car to go on our honeymoon. Well, she come down with the flu, cold, so she laid in the back seat, sick, most of our honeymoon.
Man, and where did you guys go?
Well, we didn't just had the $100, and I'd never met your mother or Sonia's mother, and so we went to Bozeman, Montana. That's where mother was living, and we went to Bozeman, Montana to see her. And then, of course, it was in wintertime or March, and it's still pretty cold, but we stopped on the way around. We stopped a lot of the little places and done a lot of looking around, but she didn't feel good all while we was on her honeymoon. And then we come home, and of course, not having that little place out there to live in, why, we had to move in my folks for a couple of weeks until we found a place in town to live. And we was really lucky. Sonia belonged to the 8th Ward, and one of the young men in the 8th Ward was a bishopric, Wilmer Wheeler. And I went to church with her, and he come up and asked me if I had a job. And I said, well, no, I really don't right now. He said, we're looking for a hired man to help us on the farm. And so he had a little white house that him and his wife lived in. They had built a new brick home, and so Sonia and I moved in the Wheeler's house, and so we got to move out of my folks' house and had a home of our own. So we spent this. She went out with me on the farm lot. She was still secretary of Anderson Lumber there, but in all any spare time, we just drive out on the desert together, and she helped me irrigate spuds and wheat, and that was most of my job was irrigating. But I really enjoyed working for Wilmer, and Dad Austin, and they, I mean, they just took us in like they'd known us forever.
Oh, that's nice.
Had us give us a big plot in their yard where we raised our own garden, and so and the nice thing about it, before I met Sonia, I'd met her sister long before, and so where Ferris and I were bashing it, we had bought Sonia's mother's refrigerator and washing machine and what else? A stove from her sister that lived there in Rockford. We used to, before I met Sonia, we used to buy all of our eggs and milk and things from Connie.
So you kind of had a connection there.
And they, Connie tried, I guess she spent quite a while trying to, different maneuvers trying to get Sonia and I together before I had to go to Lord Aberdeen to meet her.